Turn off my phone.
Do you want me to start us off?
Get started. Thanks for coming out to our press conference on Intro 423. My name is Wayne Ho. I'm the Chief Program Officer of the Federation of Prostate Welfare Agencies. And I want to thank everyone for coming out. And I definitely want to thank our New York City Worker Cooperative Coalition. We've done great work in the last year. Working with the City Council, partnering with them on worker cooperatives, and I'm excited today that we get to introduce or pass legislation through City Council on Intro 423 with our sponsors, Councilmember Helen Rosenthal and Councilmember Carlos Menchaca. So, this is very important legislation for worker cooperatives, for New Yorkers, and for the entire city. So at this time, it's my honor to introduce Councilmember Helen Rosenthal.
Oh my goodness, this has been such a road. It's been such a road. Thank you for your patience and sticking with us. You know, we've worked so hard over the last, oh my goodness, 9 months. It's been a long time to help the administration understand that when we talk about the economy, when we talk about what is the economic engine of New York City, we're not supposed to be talking about the finance industry, the manufacturing industry, the fashion industry, the real estate industry. It's about the workers.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
The economic engine in New York City is the workers.
That's right.
It's you. And so we need to do everything we can to support our economic engine moving forward. We need to help people. We need to help people move out of low-paying jobs and dead-end industries, and instead into a model that can help lead people to the middle class.
Right.
Good-paying jobs, hours that you know about, and don't destabilize your household, instead stabilize your household. And what this bill does, with the help of so many leaders in the worker co-op industry, thank you, is require the Small Business Services Agency to really track what it's doing to help worker co-ops, whether it be access to the credit markets, whether it be access to lawyers, strategic business plans, whatever it is. No, I got it, thank you. That's what we need to help the administration realize that it's all about the workers, and they need to help the workers thrive and survive in this economy. I could not have done this without Councilmember Carlos Menchaca, in whose district there are the most number of and Councilmember Arroyo, in whose committee this will be going through. I'm so grateful to them, so I'm going to turn it back now to Wayne and to all the hard work that you guys have been doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Rosenthal. This entire coalition is so excited that the City Council stood behind this. Not just Councilmember Arroyo, who is our key sponsor on the $1.2 million Worker Cooperative Business Development Initiative, which is in the city or in the budget this year, that has already produced more worker cooperatives and more jobs. But we also need legislation and policy changes to better support worker owners and better support New Yorkers. So that's where City Council champions are important. Another key one, of course, is Councilmember Carlos Menchaca, who represents Sunset Park.
Yeah! Buenos dias, Sunset Park in the house. Yeah! And really, it's Sunset Park in the house.
Yeah.
Because today Brooklyn is here, and the rest of the city is here to send some really strong messages that I want to talk about. As the council member that represents the district with the highest number of cooperatives that are not only cooperatives, but they're incredible cooperatives that are providing models for other people who are trying to get into this kind of work. We have Center for Family Life here. Julia, who's representing, who has continued to be a fierce advocate on the local level, but also trying to change the bigger issues that Helen really walked through us through. you never know. I should say that you get to know people tonight. And Councilmember Helen Rosenthal has been one of those beautiful friends of mine in the council that understands the nitty-gritty, because that's not what we're about. We're about workers. We're about working. But Helen understands time, precision through the kind of scalpel that we're going to need to cut through all PG-13, all the stuff that we need to cut through. And Helen continues to be that force of nature within the City Council, and we're so happy to have her really leading that cause. Because the number one thing I hear when I talk to cooperatives are, just get out of the way. Just get out of the way and allow us to have access to the wealth generation possibility that the city has in its $1 billion budget. That's just the number one thing. This bill gets us closer to that. So the government's going to get out of the way, and we're going to open the doors to government. And part of that is not just in participatory budgeting and all the great things we're doing in Sunset Park, but it's also making cooperatives more accessible to the kind of stuff and the budget possibilities from the city itself. The second thing that's really great and inspiring is just the other couple days, was it, Reg, that we were in Red Hook talking to young people. You know, we just saw a whole bunch of young people walking into City Hall. This is our future. The young people, our people of color, our young immigrants. Yes. This has been a story for New York for such a long time. Now we're allowing for a real pipeline of possibility for young people to take their own initiative in their own communities and build businesses where wealth can stay in our communities. Yes. That's the goal. Yes. That's the goal. And in some ways, that's what built New York in the past, and that's what's going to build New York in the future. Yes. So I'm really excited to be here with all of you. Let's keep it strong.
Thank you, Councilmember Menchaca. Yeah. Another key supporter that we have is Councilmember Antonio Reynoso.
Yeah. I was walking by, I see the workers outside. There's no easier fight. The advocacy, it's an easy argument to be made here. While the city of New York fights for more affordable housing, to take care of the people that are most in need by supporting them, subsidizing them, providing services, doing everything they can to make it as easy as possible for folks to find homes in the city of New York. That is what we need to do for worker co-ops. Allow for more support, make it as easy as possible, and take care of folks that are generating income and are part of a microeconomy, or not even a micro, I say macroeconomy in my community, and allow for them to grow as well. This is good for the city as a whole, not only for the folks that are working in the worker co-ops, not for folks that are trying to push to open businesses in communities where some have been abandoned, where some communities have been abandoned, where people need jobs. We don't want to just build housing and then have to build shelters next to them because no one's working. We want to make sure that those people have an opportunity to live in those homes, and that's what worker co-ops do. They give us a shot. So let's make sure that we give them all the support possible. And all the support they need.
Thank you, Councilmember Reynoso. We want worker co-ops, right?
Yeah!
We want
worker co-ops!
When we want it!
Now!
We want
worker co-ops!
We want it!
Now!
So, it's great to be part of the New York City Worker Cooperative Coalition. Over 15 organizations are here. Many of them you will hear from today. But please, I know there's a lot of reporters here. Talk to the worker owners that are here. Talk to our base leaders that